Hi, Patrick here from Coates Wildlife Tours. I'm really excited today to tell you all about the new cruise we've put together with our friends at Aurora Expeditions called Jewels of the Arctic. I'll now pass you over to Alex from Aurora, who'll tell you a bit more about the ship, the Greg Mortimer, as well as some more details about the cruise itself.
Hello, this is Alex from Aurora Expeditions. We look forward to welcoming you on our brand new ship, the Greg Mortimer. Purpose-built expedition ship built by us expeditioners for you expeditioners. Now, a bit of background on Aurora Expeditions. We've been around for almost 30 years now, and our founder is Greg Mortimer. Now, Greg Mortimer is an Australian mountaineer. He trained as a geochemist and also as a geologist. And he is also the first Australian who summited Mount Everest without supplementary oxygen. So we're all about exploring and adventure. We have small ships. So for example, the Greg Mortimer ship that you can see on your screen can only take 160 passengers. However, we will take less to the Arctic. And I'm just going to show you a few features which I'm going to enjoy. Now, first of all, the shape of this ship may surprise you. The crossbow is what we call that funny nose. Now, this will allow us not only to have smoother crossings, but also to get to our destinations quicker. And this is our aim. There's little entertainment on board. For us, the entertainment happens off the ship. It's all the beautiful landscapes and the wildlife that we're there to see. It's the destinations more than the ship. My favorite spot is the bridge. The bridge, you can go there 24/7, have a chat with the crew, see how it all works. And if you don't have your own, you can even borrow the binoculars and observe all the wildlife. This is also where we spot the birds for our voyage log, which I will mention later. But there's plenty of other observation spots. So let's have a look. Having that shape means that we don't have an area at the front of the ship. However, we do. Greg Mortimer came up with this ingenious idea. So on either side, on both sides of the ship at the front, we have those drop-down platforms. They're hydraulic platforms, and when we have calm waters, they drop down. So you can be hovering, for example, during your voyage, over a humpback whale, or why not a polar bear. But there's plenty of other observation areas. If you're feeling a bit chilly, you could be looking at the wildlife from the comfort of the observation lounge, which also has a bar. All the side viewing platforms are a good spot, and there's plenty of other observation areas to see all the birds and the wildlife, as well as all the glaciers passing by. For those who would like to try one of the activities, we have an activity platform, so it's going to be again easier and quicker for you to get off the ship. And same thing for the Zodiac cruises, because we have sea level Zodiac docks. And the mudroom is where you can leave your polar boots and your dry pants to dry at the end of the landing. On board, we have one dining room, and the atmosphere is really casual. So what we do is we have big tables and everyone sits together, including the expedition team. So you could be sitting with the naturalists and the historians, and they'll be sharing some of the most amazing stories with you. A few of them have been with us for 20 years, and so you can imagine all the stories they may have to tell. A few have written books. They have some very interesting backgrounds. And the lecture theatre is where they will be giving the expert talks. But on top of that, when we're doing a landing, they will also be telling you more about the different animals that we see and the sites that we visit. For example, Inuit sites, and tell you about how they used to live back then. and while showing you the actual site where they used to live or currently live. And on those tea days, you will have those lectures, but you also have some other activities such as the gym, if you're feeling a bit restless, for example, or the library to catch up on a good book, and the photography room where you can hone on your skills and edit all those beautiful pictures you may have taken. In terms of the cabins, you'll be staying in those balcony staterooms. They all have ensuite and a balcony as well. They're good size as well. You're looking at about 20 square meter when there's two of you sharing. But let's have a look at your itinerary, the Jewels of the Arctic. The name says it all. During those 17 days, you're going to explore Spitsbergen and East Greenland. You are going to see so much. There are a lot of highlights, but I can only name a few. So Spitsbergen has some dramatic fjords, and you will see a number of them. You will also admire Scoresbysund, which is the world's largest fjord system. So imagine some huge icebergs with beautiful colors. You will also be sailing along the magnificent coastline of East Greenland, and you will admire all the colors, the different tones of blues of the glaciers. Listening to the calving of the glaciers is an amazing experience. Imagine the thunderstorm with echo. It really gives you goosebumps. Now, there's a lot of some people don't realize that, but there's actually a lot of tundra and flora in those parts of the world. So we have crowberries and Arctic willows, only to name a few. So your eyes will be spoiled. You will have so many colorful flowers around that time of the year, and not just that, the wildlife. You will have polar bears. You'll be trying to find some, but there's plenty of other wildlife as well. Musk oxes and Arctic hares for the lucky ones, but plenty of birds as well. Just from day 2, you'll be seeing some fulmars and petrels, and then later on you'll be seeing a number of guillemots nesting on the ledges. There's so many. It's unbelievable. And then, of course, at this time of the year, and being the Arctic, you're looking at almost endless sunlight and what we call the midnight sun. But it's not just that. There's having a historian on board as well will help tell us and find out more about Inuit communities and how they live or how they used to live as well. You'll actually get to visit a small village, pretty isolated, only a few inhabitants there, and find out about how they live in Itotokormit. In terms of the inclusions, first of all, of course, you'll be escorted by your very own Tom Grove from Coats Wildlife Tours. The trip will include a night in Oslo and also in Reykjavik. And in Oslo, you will have your flight going to Kirkenes. You'll also have a half-day tour of Kirkenes, and then you'll get from there to the ship. And you'll then have your 13-night expedition voyage aboard the Greg Mortimer, during which you will enjoy Zodiac cruises and shore excursions as well as guided walks. If you want, you can add kayaking and other activities which have a supplement, so inquire about those. Availability is limited, so definitely ask about this straight away. But you will also get your polo jacket, nice and warm, but also one layer is water and windproof. You'll have some polo boots, which is needed because of some of the landings that we do. And all your meals, so your breakfast, lunch, dinner. And with dinner, you will also have house wine, beer, and soft drinks. And then you will have a photo book. Now, this photo book is your voyage in images. So about 5 months after you come back, you will get this coffee table style book, which we put together with some of your pictures. So we ask you, if you want, to submit some of your best shots, and then we'll include those in that book. And it is one book per booking. It is a beautiful keepsake. You can literally relive your voyage through it. So to book this voyage over lifetime, contact Coats Wildlife Tours, and they'll be happy to help. And from our end, we really look forward to welcoming you on board.
Thanks for that, Alex. Now, if you're interested in this once-in-a-lifetime expedition led by Coates' Tom Grove, then please don't hesitate to contact us here at the office. Either Tom, Sylvia, or myself will be more than delighted to help you. Now, to secure your berth, all you need to do is pay a deposit before the 31st of December 2018. Thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation, and we look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you.